After buying 100 cars, I thought, this has to be it. This has to be the ultimate. That's when I decided we want one of these. How are we going to make it? How are we going to achieve it? How can we get there? We would have researched it for 3 or 4 years before we actually decided to build it. I had looked at a couple of reproductions that had been done, like built of fiberglass with Jaguar motors, Mickey Mouse this, bits and pieces of that. So we decided we didn't want that. We wanted the exact correct car.
In 2018, I was given the task of recreating Jean Bugatti's missing Atlantic.
Chasing the details, I guess, was really difficult. You know, it's even with the panels and that, it's easy to form a panel, but to get it exactly like the photo, it is critical, and that was where the frustration lied. It was hard to chase those final details. Black and white photos, about 7 photos is all we had, and we did have moulds of sorts for the front guards and things, but this car, the second car, was different than the rest. So everything then had to be hand fettled to make sure it was this car. So during the research, the door handle on the second car built, we realised was different than the other 3. So we re-engineered the door handle to be exact for this missing car. So we chased every little detail that we could to make this perfect. You know, the little opening windows, they weren't on all the cars, so we made sure that was on this car to make sure it was perfect.
Greg worked with Simon Tippins, and they worked their way through their body design. They had information stacked up 10 deep that we'd actually taken hundreds and hundreds of photographs, measurements, designs from the Bugatti Trust, plans. It was just an absolute myriad of information to get to where we got to.
Before they built the Atlantic, they built what was called the Aerolife, which was a kind of a concept car, and it was built on a standard chassis, not the lowered chassis. Now they built that car out of magnesium, and they had no end of trouble welding it because it catches fire, in effect. So they brought the 2 halves of the car together and riveted the centre. Now the Aerolife, we believe, was probably pulled apart, was a concept car. They then went on to design the Atlantic, but Jean Bugatti loved the seam, so that was brought into this design just really as a feature.
It's a little race car. 90% of the motor is aluminium, the gearbox is aluminium, the diff is aluminium. It's got aluminium brake systems in it. The whole car is extremely lightweight.
It's a genuine numbered Bugatti engine from a Type 57 Bugatti. Straight 8 double overhead cam engine, very advanced for 1936. It has a monoblock casting, so there is no cylinder head. The designs in this engine weren't surpassed by other manufacturers for years later. I spent sort of 2 to 3 years searching the world, ringing museums, emailing people, and it got to the point where they said, you're just not going to find one, they're all accounted for. So we started negotiations with Auto Restorations in Christchurch to actually remanufacture an entire engine. Now, while talking with them, one of their mechanics remembered years earlier restoring an engine, and that there may have been a piece left over. So some phone calls were made, and I flew down to Christchurch and ended up on this gentleman's farm and literally walked down the farm race, opened the barn doors, moved all the hay bales, and there was an entire engine. It's a pretty cool thing, you know, and to finish it and have it ready and show it to the world was pretty cool.